I'm the scat man. Yo, do, do, do. Skibby, dibby, ding, yo, do, do, do. Yo, do, do, ba, 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 dee, ba, 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 do. Ba, 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 do. Wee, ba, 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 ba.
Happy Thursday. Happy Canada Day. Welcome to Puck Props presented by Bet99 on covers. Josh Inglis, Carlo Colaiacovo. 1, 2, 3 games in the book. And after what we saw yesterday, teams like Italy, teams Czechia, and Europe, Slavoski showing. I know you do a lot of games. You're on the panel for Habs games. Does that surprise you when a player like that, who has the ability, number one overall pick, can step up and continue his impressive performance at the Olympics?
I mean, the resume that this kid is creating for himself to play in Olympic Games is Hall of Fame worthy. I mean, 9 goals in 8 games. And you remember the last time he played, he was what, a 16-year-old playing with a cage on and wearing braces. So it's nice to see that he's elevated his game to this level again in just the first game. But it's also, I was thinking about this because I even look at his progression with the Montreal Canadiens, especially this year, right? It almost feels like when he knows he's the go-to guy, he plays with bigger shoulders, right? When he's been playing on a line with Caulfield and Suzuki, it's always been Suzuki, Caulfield, then him. So this year, he moves down to a second line forward with 2 younger players in Demidov and Kapanen, and his game skyrockets again. So it's almost like this guy, his game hits another level when he knows he's the guy, right? And right now it's with Slovakia. He's basically made a statement in game 1 that he's the guy.
There was a play in the neutral zone where he was on the puck and someone popped him on the blue line, and he didn't budge, but he just kind of melted off him. He just looked like a strong kid. And what is he still? 20, 21?
I think he's 21.
Yeah, he's a nail gun. He's
yeah. Well, and look, that's always been my analysis of his game, is that I've always envisioned him to be that power forward that teams crave and teams are highly sought after for. It's just, and it's taken him a time. He's wanted to play the skill game. He's wanted to play, the floating game. And it just feels like if he can put it all together with the skill, the size, and the strength that this kid has, he could absolutely develop in one of the league's best power forwards. And I think he's on the verge to becoming that.
And we're seeing goalies who nobody really knows step up and make 47 saves before getting injured on Elias Pettersson shots. And then Halaj I'm still probably butchering his name, in Slovakia too, was wildly impressive. And even this morning too, versus the Swiss, we've seen lots of one-sided stuff from the favorites. We just haven't seen the favorites really run away with things. And even that 4-0 game today with the Swiss, they still couldn't pull away till late. But good to have everybody here in the chat. I'll go through my best bets quick. I'll go through the games with Carlo and I, and then we'll bring on Ryan Surah, and then we'll bring on David Alter, and then we'll tuck in for Canada, Czechia, and let's start there. My first play, boosted anytime goal scorer from Sam Reinhart. Price is always everything. Do I like other guys to score more than Sam Reinhart? Yes. Do I like them more than this price? No. Sam Reinhart boosted anytime goal scorer from Bet99 plus 250. Best price in the market by far. I asked Neil Parker, I said, what do you think, Wilson or Sam Reinhart? And he goes, well, with the fluidity of lines, you could have Tom Wilson playing on the 4th line by the end of game. But Reinhart's probably going to stay on the wing with McKinnon, stay on power play 1. He has some pretty good chance to get things done. And we are confirmed. Have we confirmed Binnington versus Dostal?
Yeah, I think I just saw that notification pop up. Just going to reopen it again.
So how comfortable are you with the goaltending going into this game?
Binnington leads Canada onto the ice.
Now that it's confirmed.
Yeah.
I've
been confident in it from day one, because I always thought this was an analyzed position for Canada. And look, I understand the conversation around it because he hasn't been that good this year. But I mean, sometimes you just gotta connect the dots, right? And the way John Cooper reacted after Binnington helped them win the Four Nations, you knew Binnington was going to be his guy no matter what.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come as a surprise to me. If anything, this is the game Jordan Binnington has to remind people, and including the coaching staff, that all the trust that they put into him was worthy of it, or is worthy of it.
Let me know if you see any starting lines, because someone in the chat just said Reinhart is fourth line now, ? Yeah, second line with Mac. That's with
okay, I'm looking at it right now. Here, let me just take a quick picture.
Yeah.
So I don't lose it.
Oh, he's got it on there. Well, he's doing
It is so Celebrini, McDavid, Wilson,
Yep.
Hagel, McKinnon, Suzuki. Wow.
So Reinhart just got dumped.
So Reinhart is on the fourth line with Marchand and Horvat.
Oh,
and Sam Bennett is the 13th forward. And then Mark Stone, Crosby, and Mitch Marner.
So the guy I just boosted is the one guy who just got the giant shaft.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, Suzuki props are up, but his numbers were already down. If you can find Suzuki was like plus 500 before. Blame Neil. Yeah, blame Neil and his good analysis on it. But let's be honest, we saw it in the Swiss game. Timo Meier was on the fourth line. I think he had like 5 minutes after like 2 periods. He jumped up to the top line even while leading. Things are going to be fluid. Power play 1, okay. It's still the best price on the board. Look for Suzuki props now if that's the way it looked. But that's that's the way
Jarvis. So Jarvis seems like the odd man out not playing because Bennett is the 13th forward.
But Bennett dresses but won't skate.
I mean, I don't know. Can he skate? What's the?
I don't think so. I don't think you can. I don't think they've.
Well, because Oliver Ekman-Larsson was a 7th defenseman yesterday and didn't play a minute.
Forsberg was the 13th and he played like a minute and a half.
Okay, so Taves, Makar, Morrissey, Parayko, Harley, Doughty, Theodore. Who's the missing defenseman? Oh, Sanheim. Sanheim's missing. And Logan Thompson is the backup. So that means, does it mean Logan Thompson is going to be the starter tomorrow?
I don't know. We are now playing a guessing game with people not being, and we'll get it with David Alter later about just being transparent so we don't waste time. Which line is Suzuki? Suzuki line is McKinnon and I would assume Hagel, correct?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. There's your choice. There's live stuff, live analysis. Let's get to the other play here. Both teams is plus 170. I do like the first period action. Producer Chris, we bring that play up here. Both teams to score in the first period. Yes, early game, plus 170. Early action, sit down. I don't have balls to bet Czechia plus 2.5. I don't want to be that guy. Is it the right side? Absolutely. I think so.
Yeah, I think it is.
Right? I think it is. It's just from what we've seen too, Carlo, from other one-sided things. Canada can play loose, especially with bidding into the net. They played loose versus Sweden, Finland versus Sweden. Both teams scored in the 3-1 game versus the USA before things settle down, and we're starting to see that in this tournament. Things start pretty quick. I mean, the Swiss had 3 goals early. Maybe the ice and the better early conditions has been a little better. We saw it yesterday. I believe it was Bush who was talking about it. He said it's starting to look a little snowy out there on the ice. No holes, he said, but maybe it's getting a little slower, and people might be talking about that as well. Shots on goal, if you're a bettor, make sure you bet those as well, because they are just racking them up, Carlo. I don't know if you've been following them.
I know, I have.
Like Eriksson Ek had 9 shots on goal the other day.
I know. It's almost weird, like how different these stats guys are registering shots on goals from normal NHL stats guys.
Yes, it's very interesting. It shows you like the discrepancy in which they can get through it. It is a weird thing.
Like
so
these guys are giving very favorable shots.
Oh, it's a good life.
Yeah.
Especially for those defensemen, but it's starting to get priced in and you can't find everybody else. Let's swing over here. USA, Latvia. USA first period team total over 1.5. Throw it up. Plus money. Same thing. Yes, it's Hellebuck versus Merzlinkins in Olympic fashion. that just doesn't mean that we're going to have great goaltending. We've seen some NHL goaltending actually be worse than some non-NHL goaltending. Plus, we have what I want to call, and I need your attention to it. And this also goes back to some early hockey getting going, both teams going out quick and things maybe slowing down late. With the Charlie McAvoy hit not getting any attention with the player safety or suspension, and then the first game of this tournament, they get to play old Sandis Vilmanis.
The guy who hit him.
Like this, where like there's not a lot of like bulletin board material motivation. Does something like this mean more in a tournament just to get up for a game versus Latvia?
I don't know. Like, I'm just watching the Canada players like trot onto the ice for the opening game, and your adrenaline's flowing. Like, you don't need anything else to motivate you. Like, you're stepping on the ice for Olympic competition. Like, I to me, like, maybe if the game gets out of hand, maybe Charlie McAvoy does go out of his way a little bit to exact some revenge, but I don't know if he's necessarily, out there thinking to himself that I got to make sure I got a piece of this guy, right? Maybe he does. I would be surprised if he does it in a game that's closely contested.
Okay, we haven't really seen teams win the margin. I know the Swiss did today, but good start. So hopefully the U.S. can pile it on, honestly, in this game. And I'm heavy on Brady Tkachuk futures and Matt Boldy. The other game where I do have a play before we get to the guests here, Denmark, Germany, over 5.5, +1. What do I got here? +115. I like German hockey for overs. I don't know what it is. This is, yes, they seem like a great over hockey nation. They're not like Finland. They don't seem like a Finland team. Philip Grubauer is widely overrated. His great run is kind of over. And Freddie Anderson, let's be honest, probably isn't a top 25 goalie. And then you have the high-end scoring of Draisaitl, Peterka, Stützle, Seider. Like, that's elite power play, one stuff, top-line stuff if they need to score. And then there are scoring types out of that, like, Slovakia mold where you got Ehlers and Bjorkstrand on the Denmark side. So they can get some things done. Hopefully we get some scoring in that game. The Italians do play Slovakia early in the morning, and I don't know if they can be lucky. They'll be without their number one goalie, and Slovakia is playing with a lot of confidence. But one game I did want to bring your attention to before we get to Surah is Sweden-Finland at 6 o'clock. Finland gets worked. They're not gritty. Without Barkov, they didn't have that. What did you refer to them as yesterday? The something Finns.
Pesky Finns.
The pesky Finns. And they weren't. They look like a different team. And then Sweden hung around with Italy. You're certainly not going out there and betting Sweden -250, are you?
For what, against the Slovaks? Oh, against the Finns. Wow, that's a good one. No, I'm not taking that chance because this is a desperation game for the Finns, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I don't.
Risky proposition there.
UC Saros is someone I don't trust either. But speaking of someone I do trust, let's bring him in. NHL and betting content for the boys over at Owner's Box. Good friend, Ryan Surah. Thanks for joining us here, pal. Must be nice to be young and be able to pull off a beanie, pal. How are you?
Good, boys. Good. Thanks for having me on. This is great. Awesome to see, obviously, NHL'ers back in the Olympics. Good to have those games yesterday. Sure. And we got the main event coming up soon here.
Okay. What are your early takeaways so far, and have you partaken in the shot on goal barrage that we're starting to see?
I didn't. Honestly, Josh, I was too locked into our point or your point stacks for the first day and didn't prove to be very good. I actually got absolutely crushed yesterday. Even I had Gustafsson under saves, and Italy was like dumping pucks in that ended up being shots on goal.
That's what I mean.
It ended up being the wrong end of the stick for myself, unfortunately. But no, I thought one thing that was really interesting and not super shocking was the ice. Obviously, it looked like it got relatively chewed up by the end of some of these games. Like, I think you're looking at Zibanejad, and there's one time when he was coming down the wing, he looked like he was trying to skate so fast and he was going so slow. And I think that's honestly affecting some of the goals as well. Like, doesn't seem like shots are coming off as hot. You've seen like a really good, obviously, game from the Slovak goaltender there. So I thought that was I thought it was interesting just how that's kind of gone up so far.
So Ryan, we saw Sweden and Finland play yesterday, and they were one of the group of early tournament favorites. You're looking at Czechia right now. How do you feel about like Czechia's odds right now if you had to put a futures bet on them?
It's tough, obviously, being in a group with Canada, but I think obviously they'll be the second highest team in this group, considering the rest of the teams in it. I think seeing kind of this roster, I would probably put them right behind Sweden in terms of the odds. So I would put them up to a little bit of technical difficulties there. Josh,
yeah, new Mac just restarting Hotwire. That's a normal thing happening. That's awesome. I love that.
All good.
Yeah,
but yeah, like, I like the Czechs' chance. I think it's great to start with a test like Canada as well, kind of come out the gates. Like you saw, obviously Sweden and Italy. Not that Sweden didn't absolutely dominate that game, but I mean that play by Gustafsson. I don't know if that's early jitters, not knowing how to play the puck with like a new set of teammates. Not really sure what that first goal was, but I think when it comes and you're playing in that underdog role instead of a massive favorite role to start the tournament, I think that could end up being better for Czechia in this one. And I think this game will be a lot closer than maybe what people think.
Yeah, I too do.
That's a good point. I'll ask you, Carlos, same thing. Do you think it's better for Canada to start off? Like we've seen it in many Canada, like World Juniors and stuff, where you don't face any adversity at all. And then when you do, it's an elimination round.
Yeah, like look, there's a conversation to be had for both situations. The sort of easing into it and gradually building up to the stronger opponents. I think that's a good way to help your team build chemistry, right? Where you're building confidence, you're ironing out the power play and the penalty kill, you're figuring out which you guys play, and you can do it knowing that you don't have to be at your best to beat your opponents. But at the same, in the same conversation, you could say starting with a tough opponent has to make you get engaged right off the bat. And sometimes early adversity is the magic potion that could basically help turn a team's fortunes around, right? Because it's like you come in with all this expectations. You're Canada. You come in with gold medal expectations. You lose game one. It's a reality check. It's like, okay, guys, clearly, however we thought our mindset was coming into that, we need to completely reshift it, refocus it, and get back, to finding a different way to click as a group. So there's two ways to look at it. I think with this tournament and the conversation around the goaltending, I think it's imperative that Canada gets off to a good start.
But that's before I get back over to you, Ryan, it's the same thing. Like no one gets eliminated until an elimination game.
Right.
So, like, are we even going to see the best of teams until game 4? I don't know. Maybe not.
You might not because, again, like you're talking about, like, I talked about this yesterday. Some countries have players that have played together for a long period of time, right? And sometimes it might take 3 or 4 games, the guys actually feeling comfortable. Like, you're going to see a lot of mixing and matching with line combinations, too. Like, you freaked out about the Reinhardt moving into the 4th line. By the end of the game, he could be back on the top line.
It's easy with those adjectives. Freaked out, he said. He freaked out.
I'm just saying, like, in a short tournament like this,
and then the guy gets sewered to the 4th line.
In a short tournament like this, it's almost malpractice to overreact.
Yes. Right.
So it's you almost have to have, and that's why sometimes having an older, more experienced group can be to your advantage because you're trusting that guy stay even keeled instead of riding an emotional roller coaster low and high.
All right, sir. What do you got? What do you got in the accounts today for bounce back day? Because I know a lot of people got smoked yesterday.
Yeah, I it seemed to be. I mean, I can't even remember. I mean, the Slavkovsky props. If you're on those, congrats. Like, good job, good call. That guy is an absolute horse when he plays for his country as well. I will say today, I did realize yesterday, like, Heiskanen played 27 minutes. Nemec played 25 minutes. I know Canada's obviously a team that has a lot more depth, but I think these defensemen on a little bit of a smaller ice.
Big minutes today too.
Yossi big minutes. Like Moser scored a goal. I feel like with a smaller ice, like a shorter ice, I feel like the defenseman, it's easier for a defenseman to get involved in a point. So I'm all over Cale Makar today. I took 2+ points. I took him first period point because I was kind of alluding to it. It seems like the ice just gets worse and worse. So I feel like there'll just be more goals in the first period. I saw you're on both teams to score in the first, Josh. So I like that as well. So yeah, Cale Makar. And then when the lines originally came out, I hopped on Tom Wilson to lead the tournament in goals at 225 to 1.
Hold on.
Like,
how
why
much?
can't he be
225 to 1
right before they changed the price for them? Why can't he be McDavid's Hyman?
Yeah.
Like, I
totally
feel like
agree.
he could play a very similar role to him. And if anything, I think at this point,
There's got to
in
be
a
a
little
better
bit-
way to say that, no? Why can't he be McDavid's Hyman?
that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But no, yeah. So I think Tom Wilson goal today too. Anyway, you can get involved in that. I did a parlay with McDavid 2 points, Makar 2 points, and then Tom Wilson anytime goal up to 10 to 1.
Yeah, for point bettors, it's just if it's like you have to go for the 2 point market. I hit Darlene yesterday. It's just single points are just so underpriced. Look for the assist market, and I think you brought up a great point, sir. It's those defensemen who are playing 23 minutes, and Hedman hadn't been playing like 17 minutes with Tampa Bay. I think he played over 20 something in that Sweden game. They're going to be overused, and especially with teams rolling 3 or 4 lines, you're not going to get 20 minutes from your top line guys. So guys like Heiskanen, guys like Darlene, guys like Roman Josi, they'll be big minute guys. And if you're looking to boost anything, I think Ryan, same thing, same vibes. Look for assists, look for props, shots on goal too. Okay, I appreciate it. I know you got to go have a watch party with the boys. Tell the boys over at Owner's Box I said hello, and thanks for jumping in, brother. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, if you guys want to tune in later on Lines of Lunch, Owner's Box, Twitch and YouTube, check it out.
All right,
brother.
Good
Take
luck.
care.
See you guys.
Yeah. All right. Now, this is the first time I get to actually bring on someone that you've talked to many times as well. Someone who is a lot more professional than I am. Someone who is a lot more well-dressed than I am as well. Let's bring in David Alter, 16-year.
I am not better dressed today.
You stop it. Currently penning at the Hockey News. Your Leafs beat reporters, favorite beat reporter, and your Instagram has a lot of food on it. If I was creeping on you, Alter. Good to see you, pal. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's nice to just kind of relax a little bit and just enjoy hockey from afar for a change. So,
are you doing any ice time competitions?
I just did one now for Connor McDavid. I just
Hey, nice.
And we'll see how it goes. You gotta,
Josh, guess the ice time
for Connor McDavid.
Yeah,
game 1. 17:57.
That's a good one. I think it's going to be mid to average. Like that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, look, the Czechs. I think the Czechs are going to have something to prove in this tournament. You know,
I know you're not a better though, David. And before I get to my actual penned questions, like 2.5 goals seems like a lot for Team Canada in this spot. No.
Yeah, I mean it does, but I mean, like I think you could go under or take the betting line for Czech, like take the
plus
them.
2.5.
Yeah, I'll take the plus 2.5.
Yeah, I
won't tell my friends, but I'll take it.
You can easily do that. Look, I think you look at guys like David Pastrnak. I remember back in the 2024 World Hockey Championships when they won that, and they were like kind of tongue-in-cheek being, now can we be in 4 nations? They felt slighted that they couldn't be part of that tournament. And I think this is really their kind of chance to kind of show that they really did belong, even if they aren't a full stack of NHL'ers. I do think that they have a bit of a chip on their shoulder for this tournament, and they get the best matchup out the gate. So I think this is going to be a lot closer. And for that reason, I think you take the coverage there.
Yeah, and let's not forget, the new rivalry in international hockey is Canada-Czechia, right?
Yeah.
Going back to the World Juniors. So
Yeah. Czechia has been like, they are the team of the future. They are bringing up all those under 20 guys, and there's going to be a lot of guys there. And I like the whole Andre Kasha playing with David Kampf. That's a Leafs throwback.
there you go. Nice.
So that'll be interesting to see. They're good friends, so I'm curious to see
Didn't they grow up together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
that
childhood
was the
friends, yeah.
whole explanation behind the signing of Kasha, is that there was a relationship with Camp, and that's what Dubas, when he signed Kasha, was hoping that he could reignite with those two.
He had a lot of goals. He just couldn't stay healthy. And then now, that was always the knock on Kasha. It wasn't that he wasn't talented. The guy can put up the goals.
Yeah.
couldn't stay healthy, and so now he's just kind of doing his own thing in the Czech league now.
All right. I know you're taking some time off from whatever, William Nylander bird flips and Craig Berube skin flaps. It must have
skin flaps.
Did you not just see that when you see half an oval on a head? Like all I picture is like what it looked like when it was open, which is probably like his skull was hanging out of his head. But it's nice to step away from that, David. But so far from a distance, as you mentioned, what are some of your early takeaways after 3 games? And it looks like Dogs have been competitive, or maybe just favorites just aren't finishing.
Yeah, I think it's just the early tournament kind of working out the kinks here. Like, you have to love the Italy story yesterday, even though they didn't win, like the way they were performing. And they do have some good hockey players. Like, it was a collection of people with something to prove for sure. But I watched Sweden in there. I don't know. I mean, I think for them, it was good for them to get that kind of game out of the way. Like, to have that in an opening game, just kind of be put on notice, and then you can kind of spin it around and be like, okay, we have to take this seriously here. There's no gimmies, even though everyone goes on to that round of 5 through 12. You want to avoid that. William Nylander looked fine, but I mean, it was kind of hard to evaluate based on the fact that he's kind of injured and playing through something, obviously, because he's taking all this precautionary time. So I don't know. It was interesting to me. Today is going to be a better test of it. I think you're going to see closer matchups in there. Finland, I mean, Slovakia also, they just kind of just show up and perform really well. That I think it's really put Finland's depth to the test. That was a big question going into this tournament. And the fact that they kind of fell short to Slovakia, I think really kind of is a soul-searching moment for them about what their team identity is. So I'm curious to see what it is. Canada-Czechia has got me excited because that's going to be the most challenging game for them in that tournament. And I'm curious to see how Canada plays with this little smaller neutral zone here.
Well, Josh, you better hurry up with this segment because the game's about to start soon. If he's this excited, we got to get him. Get him ready to watch puck drop. But hey, while we're on the Leafs, just got to ask you how. Yeah. Nylander obviously created a story around him with the off day, and he didn't seem like something bothered him in the game. How worried should Leaf fans be about his health throughout the rest of this tournament?
I guess they should be as worried as they are about their chances for the playoffs. Like in the sense that, look, I mean, if he's going to play in this and the Leafs are kind of selling, then it's like, what's the risk of shutting them down for a few games after the tournament, right? Like at that point, if playoff aspirations aren't there for you or not what you're looking for, is this as big a deal? No, it's obviously not something super serious because he can play on and off through it. It's one of those just lingering things that needs rest. And he's just not getting the rest because he's representing his country. And you can't really fault him for wanting to do that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm of two minds of it. I'd be concerned if the Leafs were really in the hunt and you really expected them to kind of make a big push. But because they're not, it's kind of
like, worry about that.
Yeah.
I mean, you rest them, you help your position. You're kind of in selling mode. I'm curious to see if he's ready for that first game back or if they rest him because they've got that back-to-back with Florida, 2 Florida teams, like right after this break. And it also depends on how deep Sweden goes. If they're out early, then it's even less of a concern.
Right.
All right, one more pressing question before we let you go and get on our way so we can watch some hockey. A yes or no question. You can only answer yes or no. I know you're a hell of a writer and you probably want some more words to it, but you can't.
Okay.
I will not clip this. I will not send it to Austin Matthews. Is Austin Matthews your choice of captain for Team USA?
Yes.
To make your job easier if he ever hears that?
No. Well, you didn't want me to say anything other than yes or no. But
I'm a no. Carlo, what are you?
I'm a yes because he was the captain of the 4 Nations team. So, like,
that's my argument.
Okay.
Yeah, like why are you going to create internal
overtime goal away? Like it's so close. It wasn't like they got pummeled and you have to really
you brought back most of the same team. You're not going to change the leadership because it just creates bad mojo in the locker room by doing that.
Eichel. Eichel choices in the chat. All right. 4-2 Canada. That's where I am. Carlo, where are you?
I'm 3-2 Canada, man. We might even see an overtime game.
Right.
Like,
can't wait for 3-on-3 for whatever, and then a shootout.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1 for Canada. It's going to be a tight checking, not a lot of space out there. The Czechs are going to try to get within and play that old school European trap.
All right, 5-4 Czech on its way coming here after no one gets it. Olympic hockey, no one knows what's happening. Let's go. Appreciate you so much, David. Have yourself a great time, and thanks for checking in with us today, pal.
Got it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
See you, buddy.
Later, mate. Okay, let's go watch some hockey, pal. Plays are down there. Tweeting them out. Thanks to everybody on the stream today. As always, back again tomorrow. New guests, Andy Francis, Al's brother.
Yes.
On Friday the 13th. Things are aligning tomorrow, so let's go. Go Canada. Let's have an afternoon. Enjoy it. Have some memories, because those memories will last you a long time. That's for sure. NHL Puck Prop presented by Bet99. Don't forget to check out those boosted plays over there. Josh Inglis, Carlo Colaiacovo. Lead us out, pal.
Go Canada.
Yo Toronto, skimming yo Toronto, yo Toronto,